In this desperate moment, a woman who had been lost in the woods for 2 nights passed out from dehydration, but her dog's nonstop barking saved her life. The dog stayed by her side the whole time, and even though he was exhausted, he just kept barking to let the searchers know they were close. But sadly, when they finally found them, the dog died shortly after. Here's the full story. It was spring break, and 22-year-old Lauren had invited some friends over to her family's cabin. It was a beautiful log cabin with rustic decor and old wood-burning stoves. They decided they would go hiking and explore the nearby woods. So they grabbed their backpacks and set off into the forest. She hiked with her 2 dogs, Bear and Buddy, while her friends stayed back at the cabin. She planned to stay out as long as it took to find some wild asparagus, which her mother always told her about. The asparagus would only last a couple of weeks, so she wanted to get some before it was too late. The 3 of them continued deeper into the woods, but there wasn't any sign of the elusive vegetable, and eventually they turned around and headed back to the cabin. But then disaster struck. Just 30 minutes into their hike, they realized they were hopelessly lost. The trees all looked alike, and no matter how much they walked, they couldn't find the path back to the cabin. Lauren tried calling her mother, but her phone had no service. There was no way they were going to find the cabin in time before it got dark, so they made the best of the situation and set up camp in the woods. Lauren sat by the fire while the dogs chased each other around, keeping her spirits high. But as night went on, things started to get scary. The dogs suddenly stopped playing and instead started barking furiously at the darkness. Then all of a sudden, something rustled in the bushes nearby. Lauren grabbed a stick and started yelling, hoping that whatever was out there would run away. In the morning, Lauren woke up shivering from the cold and realized that she had no water. She drank some of the rainwater that had filled a leaf and hoped that would hold her over until they were found. But soon her throat was dry again, and she was getting desperate. The dogs were thirsty too, but at least they had the energy to keep searching for water. They hiked for hours, but there was no sign of civilization. And when the sun began to set, Lauren knew that if they didn't find help soon, they might not make it through the night. The temperature dropped quickly, and Lauren started to shiver uncontrollably. She could feel her body shutting down from dehydration and the cold, and then she collapsed face first in the dirt. Just as she was losing consciousness, she heard the sound of a helicopter. She tried to call out to them, but her voice was hoarse from dehydration, and then everything went black. Meanwhile, back at the cabin, Lauren's friends had called the police to report her missing. They had searched everywhere for her, but there was no sign of her or the dogs. The police had brought in a helicopter to help with the search, but visibility was poor, and the helicopter had to head back. But then, they heard some faint barking and decided to investigate. As they followed the sound, they saw Lauren lying in the dirt with 2 tired dogs by her side. One of the dogs, Buddy, was still alive, but Bear had already passed away from exhaustion. The rescuers rushed over to Lauren and started performing first aid. She was taken by ambulance to the nearest hospital, where doctors were able to rehydrate her and bring her back to health. When she woke up, she was surrounded by her friends and family. They were so relieved to see that she was okay. Lauren's mother couldn't stop crying as she hugged her daughter. She couldn't believe how lucky she had been to survive. At first, Lauren didn't remember what had happened. She couldn't remember how she got to the hospital or why she had been there in the first place. It was then until her mother told her what had happened that she realized how lucky she had been to survive. Lauren had been lost in the woods for 2 nights and had gone without water the entire time. She had also been exposed to the freezing temperatures and had almost died from hypothermia. But thanks to her dogs, she had survived. Bear hadn't made it. He had passed away from exhaustion, after searching for water for his owner. But Buddy had stayed by Lauren's side the entire time, and his barking had alerted the searchers to their location. Buddy was taken to the vet, but unfortunately, he didn't make it. He had been through a lot of stress and hadn't had food or water for days. After hearing what had happened, Lauren was devastated. She couldn't believe that she had lost both of her dogs, but she was grateful that they had saved her life. She had been so lucky to be found when she had been, because if she had been left in the woods for just a little bit longer, she might not have survived. Since the incident, Lauren has done everything she can to honor the memory of her dogs. She has started a foundation to help other lost hikers and has donated to several animal shelters. She also makes sure to never take any of her future dogs for granted. Now, whenever Lauren goes on a hike, she makes sure that she is prepared. She always brings plenty of water and food for herself and her dogs, and she never lets them out of her sight. She knows that they are just as important as any other member of her family, and she will do anything to keep them safe. The loss of her dogs was devastating, but Lauren knows that they saved her life, and for that, she will be forever grateful. After hearing this touching story, we'd like to ask you to share your own experiences with us. Have you ever had a close call in the wilderness? Did you learn some valuable lessons from it? We're eager to hear your stories. Please take a moment to type them down below. We appreciate you taking the time to do so. We hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more updates. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Everyone knows how hard it can be to fall asleep when you're anxious. All those negative thoughts just keep racing around your mind, making it impossible to relax. That's why so many people are turning to meditation as a way to calm their minds before bed. Meditation is a practice that has been around for centuries and is used by people of all ages and backgrounds. It is a simple yet powerful tool that can help you find peace and tranquility in a chaotic world. Even just a few minutes of meditation each day can make a big difference in how you feel. The best part about meditation is that it doesn't require any special equipment or materials. All you need is a quiet space where you won't be interrupted and a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Once you've found your comfortable spot, close your eyes and focus on your breath. Let go of any distractions or negative thoughts and allow yourself to relax. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your focus back to your breath. Over time, you may start to notice that you feel calmer and more relaxed. You may also find that you're better able to focus on the present moment and enjoy the things around you. Meditation can also help you reduce stress and anxiety by focusing on your breath and letting go of negative thoughts. You can calm your mind and body and prepare yourself for a restful sleep. This can be especially helpful if you suffer from insomnia or other sleep disorders. Plus, it's completely free and can be done anywhere, anytime. So what are you waiting for? Give it a try and see how it can benefit you. You may be surprised at how much of a difference it can make in your life.